just finished this lovely camp knife for a customer. I think it's got a home to go to. Mind you, he might not want it when he sees the wood. He might not like it. But this is stabilised yew wood, English yew wood. And you've got to work with nature sometimes. Nature throws things at you. And with this piece of yew wood, what is thrown at me is cracks and knots. So I've got a few flaws in the wood. Let's just show you those flaws. I think you can see it down here somewhere. Maybe you can see it on that side better. So the handle itself is quite stable, even though it's got a few cracks in it. I filled the cracks using CA. It isn't going nowhere, the wood's not going nowhere, it's iron hard. Rock hard. Stabilising yew wood can be quite problematic. It's not the easiest of woods to stabilise. It seems to hold on to its moisture, so you've got to spend ages and ages drying it. When I say ages, I mean months in the drying cabinet. And it's got to be dried very slowly. And even then you can get cracks, which is what's occurred to this piece of wood. Yeah, you can see the crack there. Let the camera focus. Just down here. Now to some people that might be unacceptable. And to other people they might say, well, that's nature, that's okay, you know. So really it is in the eye of the beholder. I'd rather the crack wasn't there, but I can kind of accept it as well. But then again, I'm not the person buying the knife. It's up to that person whether they want it or not. So that's the knife. This person, Robert, I won't give no more away than that, his name's Robert, asked me if I could build him an English yew handled knife. I don't take orders, but in the past Robert's been a subscriber of both my channels for some time, and he did send me a rather nice gift package a few years ago. Yeah, some very nice and expensive items in there. So when he asked me, would you mind if you've got any availability for any yew wood, would you build me something? Of course I couldn't really turn around and say no, I'm not taking orders, that wouldn't be fair. So that's the reason why occasionally I come up with the odd order here and there. It's just the right thing to do, I suppose. So that's it. First refusal goes to Robert if he wants that knife. If he doesn't want it, then I'll build it up and put it on the website, and maybe someone there will like it. It's a lovely camp knife. I love the shape of the camp knife. A decent sized blade on it. I got fairly large hands. So you can see plenty of room on that handle for my large hands. Well, I've got larger than average hands, should we say, but I haven't got massively large hands, but larger than average. So if it fits my hands, it's going to fit most people's hands. Obviously you do get giants, but they're the exception rather than the norm. So maybe if someone's got giant hands, they may need the handle a bit longer. That's the camp knife. That's it. I was really pleased with how the desert ironwood knife I built recently came out. It was a lovely piece of desert ironwood my friend Martin sent to me. I found it very difficult being able to source desert ironwood, especially any highly figured desert ironwood. Prices in the last 2 or 3 years have really gone up through the roof, and the chap I used to get my desert ironwood from, based in the UK, he's no longer stocking it, and so my UK source of the wood has disappeared, and I think if I want to build knives with desert ironwood, I'm going to have to try and source some from overseas, but for some reason I've just been reticent on wanting to import the wood. It just seems a bit expensive to me for what it is. When I say expensive, when I last looked, for a block of wood sufficient for a decent knife handle, I think the prices I was quoted was £80. £80. But that was very nice, highly figured wood. I can get from another UK supplier. I can get desert ironwood, which is much less well figured, for about £25–26 per block. But I think if you're going to really use desert ironwood, I think it pays really to push the boat out and get the really highly figured stuff. But you know, you are looking at a significant increase in the price of the knife. Also, the wood itself is very hard to work because it is ironwood. It takes twice as long to shape the handle. It's a very hard, dense wood. So anyway, I'm not absolutely sure how I'm going to be going forward with desert ironwood. I know there's a huge demand out there for it. I get emails all the time requesting desert ironwood, but I'm still uncertain in my own mind what I want to do going forward, as to how I'm going to, if I'm going to source any desert ironwood, and if so, where I'm going to get it from, how I'm going to get it. I hope that answers a few questions. Probably produces more questions than answers actually. But there you go. That's where I am with desert ironwood at the moment. I've got a lovely supply of massive birch. I've managed to make a very good friend with a chap in Norway, Frederick Ramberg, who sends me desert ironwood, sends me massive birch whenever I need it, and I've had no problems at all with Frederick. He's very reliable and easy to deal with, but I'm not so sure about making that connection with others in other parts of the world. I just don't know. I'll have to give it some thought, I think. Maybe if anyone knows a good source of desert ironwood that's available to the UK knife maker, maybe you know things that I don't, then by all means leave a comment, and then I can maybe research that a bit more. Okay, that just about sums it up. Just a short video, just to show this knife to Robert, to basically to ask him if he still wants it, and that's really it. And if not, then there's no pressure, Robert. You don't have to buy it. I'll put it on the website. I'm sure somebody would like it, because it is, apart from having that flaw in the handle, that crack, naturally occurring. Beyond then, nothing I can do about it really. But it's not going to affect the integrity of the handle. It's fully stabilised, sealed. That handle's not going to go nowhere. But as I say, some people might just be a bit picky, and they've every right to be. If that's not something they like, you know, they have every right to reject that, or they may accept it. It's really down to the individual. Other specs are quad mosaic pins, black G10 liners, 01 blade, 59 HRC, mild taper to the tang. Can you see the mild taper? So that's it. That's a quick one on this camp knife. Thanks for watching. What do you want then? What do you want? Camera's looking at you. Camera's looking at you. It is.